How's it going, everyone? So we have the official confirmation of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It is coming to PlayStation 5 and it will be dropping on April the 17th. Now, right now, looking at the PlayStation Store, on my end, it actually says April 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but the date being promoted is April 17th, so we're just gonna go with April 17th. Now, before I get too in-depth on my thoughts on the game specifically, I do want to say I think $70 is kind of insane. I get it that I'm one of the only people that really do bug out about price points to this extent. However, I feel like, yes, while it's kind of insane, should we all be expecting stuff like this? Absolutely. I was expecting it to be $70. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna call it out for being kind of nuts that a 4-month delayed release of Indiana Jones The Great Circle is $70. I feel like that $10 differential, I know we're grasping at straws here, but I really do believe the difference between releasing something at $60 versus $70, that makes a huge difference. Like, that 60 to 70 jump, I think, is big. Not only that, it is doing the early access gimmick, which this to me just suggests that every PlayStation title, or I should say every Xbox title that becomes a PlayStation title, every Xbox game that comes to PlayStation, even on the delayed release, they're gonna do the early access gimmick, which at that point, that's like low-key hilarious. That is so funny to me that we get a delayed release on PlayStation, but we still do fake early access. Like, oh, you get the fake early access of the delayed release, but you're still paying a premium for the game, where Forza Horizon 5 is $60, and look, not every game can I paint with the same brush. Like, Forza Horizon is at such a high quality level, and the fact is, that $60 to $70 price difference, I think, makes a ton of difference. Like, that $10 difference, I really do think means a lot. I don't see this game doing very well right out the gate on PlayStation 5. I think it'll sell a couple of copies here and there, but I do definitely believe that over the course of all of 2025, as the game gets discounted, let's say by Black Friday, it's 50% off for $35 or it's down to $30. At that point, I see a lot of people checking it out because Indiana Jones The Great Circle is a really good game. It is a really, really good game. However, for me to recommend a game at a full $70, you better be a damn good game. Like, you have to be a really, really great game for me to say, hey, go buy that at 70 bucks. On top of that, the fact is, this is a delayed release, a 4-month delayed release at 70 bucks. Just, yes, I get it, 4 months isn't that long of a time, but it's a decent enough time. Guys, games always are at their peak value on day one. That is when the hype is the highest, that is when the attention is the highest, and that's when they expect to sell the most amount of copies. Why do you think they do fake early access for $30 extra? In the case of the premium edition of Great Circle, obviously you do get the Order of Giants story DLC, but it is that idea of FOMO. And if a game is releasing at a 4-month delay, it should be shaved off by $10. Not only that, but the game was available on Xbox Game Pass. So the argument could be made, the perception has already been broken on Indiana Jones The Great Circle being worth $70. Again, I am always gonna be a lot more nitpicky than most people when it comes to price points, and I've talked about it a lot. A lot of you guys will probably just say, bro, shut the hell up, like, we get it, it is what it is. And I do get it from the standpoint, it is what it is. Like, games are just priced kind of crazy. Sony releases their games on PC on a delay, but they do offer you a little bit of a price discount. It's not released at $70, it's released at $60. And like I said, I do think that difference between 60 to 70 is pretty big. Now, beyond that, you know, the premium edition being $100, that's something you just got to accept. Like, I think with South of the Midnight, when that comes to PlayStation, they're gonna do the fake early access gimmick on the delayed releases, which, again, I think is hilarious, and I almost kind of respect the hustle at that point, but, you know, that's just something you're gonna have to expect. And the higher price point, something you're gonna have to expect. Forza Horizon is 60 bucks, I would imagine. That Gears collection, I do believe that's gonna be a $70 release. Like, just get ready to pay a premium, and at the end of the day, nobody's forcing you to pay a premium. You got Indiana Jones coming out next month. You got Expedition 33 coming out next month. You got Forza Horizon 5 coming out next month. All of a sudden, April went from a month that was kind of okay as far as game releases go to where if you're a PlayStation guy, you got Indiana Jones, Expedition 33, Forza Horizon 5 all coming out in the same month. Next month's actually looking pretty spicy. And in the case of most of you guys, I think you're of the mindset that, hey, Cool to see Indiana Jones come out on PlayStation. Am I gonna pick it up day one? Probably not. Probably not. But like I said, if you do buy it down the line, I think the people that wait for this game to be discounted to 25 to 30 bucks, they're gonna pick it up and then be pleasantly surprised by the game. This was done by Machine Games, the guys that did the Wolfenstein games, and I'm not a huge Indiana Jones guy, but I saw the reception of this game back in December, and I was like, you know what, I probably owe it to myself to play this game based on the fact that I'm covering video games, and if this is really the best published Xbox game, the best Xbox published game of 2024, I owe it to myself to play this game just for the knowledge of knowing about it and talking about it, and it will ultimately come to PlayStation 5, so I can continue talking about it when that release is relevant. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed the game on the basis of, I saw people saying that it was Uncharted mixed with Dishonored, which, you know, you're taking two of my favorite franchises and combining them. That's like Darksiders being called Legend of Zelda combined with God of War. Like, let's relax a little bit, but it is a really, really great game. As far as the stealth mechanics go, I thought it was well done. The visuals, oh my goodness, from a visual standpoint, this might be one of the best looking games on the market today, and I think you can make a legit argument that it is the best game from a visual standpoint. It is gorgeous, and on top of that, there's actually a decent amount of content in this game. Like, if you do all of the side content and whatnot, you're talking about a decent bit to do. I'm not saying it's going to be a 40-50 hour game, but a solid 25-hour experience. Yeah, you'll find that in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and I thought the puzzles were fairly well done. Some of them were infuriating, but that might just be a get good at puzzles kid type of thing going on, but I would definitely recommend you guys to add it to your wish list. $70, I wouldn't even recommend this game at 70 bucks on launch day. Again, when we talk about games and paying a full $70 for them, you gotta be a damn good game. Yeah, I'll say spend 70 bucks on a God of War Ragnarok. I'll say spend 70 bucks on, you know, a new Forza Horizon if it's a day one release. Okay, sure, that's a game that might be worthwhile for $70. And, you know, some of the big PlayStation first-party games worth 70 bucks. Gears of War E-Day, if that's day one on PlayStation, okay, maybe that'll be worth 70 bucks. Indiana Jones, I think, is the perfect kind of game to buy on sale, get it for 30 to 40 bucks, 40 at most. To me, $40 would be the ceiling on this game, but I think if you pay a lower price point, you go into it with decent expectations, but not blow away, you will be pleasantly surprised with what you get out of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's just $70 on a delayed release. I can't recommend it at that price point, but certainly, again, add it to the wish list. I think it'll be $35 by the end of the year, and I think at that price point it'll be quite good. Or this might be a game that you just completely forget about. A couple years down the line, it's literally on sale for like $15. You pick it up then, and you are pleasantly surprised at that point. By the way, the game is noted to be PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced, and I really love the little crossover that they did to promote the game as far as the PlayStation 5 release. That's dropping on April the 17th. I imagine that Forza Horizon 5 is going to get a lot more attention, and Forza is one of those established Microsoft IPs coming over to PlayStation, and I would just say Forza Horizon 5 has a lot of content. It's going to give you more bang for your buck, $60 versus $70, which I do think is a big difference. But Indiana Jones, add it to the wish list. I think down the line, paying a discounted price, 30 to 40 at most, but if you wait a year or two and you end up getting it for sub 20, I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with what you get here. Rumblings about maybe potentially more Indiana Jones games down the line, but we do know that there's going to be that piece of DLC, which I do believe the DLC, I would have to imagine, is going to come out day and date on Xbox and PlayStation. I don't see why you would delay the release of the DLC on PlayStation, but we'll see how that turns out. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. I highly doubt any of our viewers are going to pay $70 for it, but even if you have no interest in it, I would say, you know, keep an eye on it, wait for a deep discount, and you'll end up being pleasantly surprised by it. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.